It's Week 10 of the NFL.
And coming up, we'll see Mac Jones.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Jags and the Vikings coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Sunshine State and Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game. So they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be...
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Vikings offense making their way out behind their former number 3 overall pick, who spent his last year as a 49er. It's Sam Darnold.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Darnold. Big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
I think it's fair to say he's had a bit of a tumultuous tenure in the NFL thus far, because at one point, he looked like a future franchise quarterback who was worthy of his first-round selection. But over the last couple of years, he's been pretty much the complete opposite. Jones is now hoping this fresh start can help get his career back on track, but for that to happen, he's got to take advantage of the opportunities like the one he has here.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Partner, if we've heard it once, we've heard it 1,000 times. Don't throw late down the middle.
And he did. We see the end result.
Yeah, what you have to do is you've got to make sure you manipulate those defenders with your eyes and your head, maybe even some body movement to move them a little if you're going to come back late down the middle.
The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Play action. It's Darnold. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
This is all about finding the open space in the middle of the field. How do you do that? One way is through play action. That's going to freeze those linebackers for just a split second, and sometimes that's all you need. They run a deep in route behind them, and it works to perfection.
All-around great play by Devin Lloyd, using his athleticism to get to the backfield and his strength to stop him for a loss. In motion right is Addison. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Darnold. Escaping the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Sam Darnold, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
He didn't originally want to run, but he didn't see anything in the passing game, so he scrambled, and wouldn't you know it, he scores a touchdown anyway. It's awfully nice to have a quarterback who can make things happen with his legs.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Now Jones. He's got his big tight end, Farrell, complete. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. The Jaguars at 2-7 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's...
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jonathan Grenard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing, Jones. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Reynolds. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Jonathan Grenard. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. It led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Looking to throw. Jones. That's complete to his tight end, Farrell. Will go down as a gain of 6. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Jones. They'll drop that underneath to ETN. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now out comes Minnesota. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Darnold now to throw. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Man in motion is Sherfield. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. And his throw is incomplete. Pass knocked free there by Tyson Campbell. You look at this Jaguar defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right?
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. Jones now throwing to start the drive. He'll get that underneath ETN. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is Duvernay. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Jefferson moving in motion left. And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Jones. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Open man is Jalen Naylor. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. An inside give to Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Darnold. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. Darnold. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Up the middle, Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Still about 3 yards shy of a 1st as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Now a handoff. Running left left is Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Back to throw, Darnold. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Jaguars back with it on offense. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
At the 30-yard line.
ETN up the middle. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
On 4th down, here's the option. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. Ended up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He can't get him down. It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Darnold from the gun. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit him quick. Little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed. Faking the give, Darnold. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And the Vikings first down.
The give is to Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Now it's Darnold. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 27 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Back to throw again. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And that's a lesson learned from the previous drive. Last time he forced one, and it turned into a pick six. Here, he knows better, and he just throws that one away.
Oh, and Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. And the Vikings are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. After the interception, here's Darnold. Open man is Naylor. He's got it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A final shot before the break, Darnold. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, Plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The offense and QB Mac Jones running back out. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. In motion left goes Reynolds. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
The Vikings offense and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Man in motion is Sherfield. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here. Jones hit, and the ball's out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Thomas has got it, complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Jones. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skills showing the power, but just not much room to operate. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing Jones. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
A 25-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Darnold. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
First down, Minnesota.
Play action. It's Darnold. Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Running right, Jones. He'll get this down to the 38.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that one never got off the ground. He's going to be stopped up well behind the line of scrimmage. Foye Oluokun finding his way to the ball for a stop. A tackle for loss. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. To throw is Darnold. This will be caught inside the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for 28 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Here's Darnold. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Darnold now to throw. Touchdown, Vikings. Trent Sherfield, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings add 6 to their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they open the lead up now to 25. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
The tight end in motion right. And they run the option on second down. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
That's good for Jaguars. First down.
Back to throw. Jones. The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
The Vikings offense and Sam Darnold headed back out there. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3.
at their 49-yard line.
Off of play action, Darnold. That's to the left side where he's got Naylor. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
5 yards. First down, Minnesota.
A give to Jones. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's Jones again on second down. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Jaguars offense and Mac Jones making their way back out. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. A short throw there to Strange. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and...
Operating from the gun, Jones. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And the Jaguars, first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
This is Jones. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 75 yards rushing now on 23 carries so far.
And the Vikings, first down.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 21, here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Ball start, offense.
And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Now Darnold. That one complete to Naylor. And they're going to stop him short of the first down as he's tackled at about the 21. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll go with Jones. Broken tackle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline. Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time. And you know that's not easily done.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones.
Throw out wide is incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there. I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise, but how about the coverage? They're able to bat it down.
And the football going back to the Vikings offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Justin Jefferson. And down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Touchdown! Trent Sherfield. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That's good for our Jaguars. First down. First and 10.
Thomas goes in motion left. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's taken in by Duvernay. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2.
At their 48-yard line.
Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is Duvernay. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30.
22 yards. That's good for a Jaguars.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught, and they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. This will be caught just inside the 10. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They'll look to throw again. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Vikings offense had Aaron Jones headed back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. An inside give to Jones. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Minnesota, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here.